In this example, I'm going to show you how to factorize 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. And the way these kind of expressions, these quadratic expressions factorize, is that they go into two brackets like this, where there's two things in each bracket. And all you have to do in this guess method is you guess what the factorized version is, and it might not be right, okay, but each guess you'll find helps you get closer to the right answer. But each guess, all you have to do is make sure that when it multiplies back out, you get at least the beginning and the last bits of the thing you're trying to factorize. So in this case, each of my guesses, this guess at factorizing that, and this guess at factorizing that, has to multiply to make at least 2x squared and the minus 2 over there. And that's really easy because the first bits in each of the brackets should multiply to make that, and the last bits in each of these brackets should multiply to make the last bit of the thing you're trying to factorize. So what times what makes 2x squared? 2x times x, okay? There isn't really much of an option there. You can't use decimal numbers or anything like that, so it's just going to be 2x times x makes x squared, 2x squared. And what times what makes minus 2? Again, there aren't many options, so one possibility is minus 1 times 2. Minus 1 times 2 makes minus 2, so that's good. Now, let's quickly check if the middle bit is right, because when you factorize something, so if this was the factorized version of that, this should multiply back to make the original thing, because factorizing and multiplying out brackets are opposites, okay? So let's quickly check if the middle bit is right, and this is where what I call the double chin comes in. Basically, you can see it's kind of like a double chin, you know? And each of these lines, each of these chins, as it were, just tell you what to multiply, so that together it makes the minus 3x. So this inner chin is saying multiply these inner bits of the bracket, so minus 1 and the x, so minus 1 times x is minus x, and the outer chin is saying multiply these two outer bits of the bracket, so 2x times 2, which is 4x, and put them together, the inner chin answer with the outer chin answer, i.e. minus x, and the 4x, put them together, you get minus x plus 4x, which is 3x, and that's not quite what I wanted, so I put a cross there, because what I wanted was minus 3x, not 3x, okay? So this double chin is supposed to multiply to make the middle bit, and so although it multiplies to make 2x squared and minus 2, it doesn't quite get the middle bit right, it gets 3x instead of minus 3x, so let's take another guess. So there aren't many options as to what two things multiply to make the 2x squared. Because remember, this guess has to also multiply to make the beginning and the last bit of this expression I'm trying to factorize. So 2x times x makes 2x squared. And what times is to make minus 2? Well, I've already done minus 1 times 2, so I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm just going to do 1 times minus 2, which also times is to make minus 2. So that's what I call another valid guess, but does it really make the minus 3x as well that I want it to multiply to? So again, I do my double chin business. So the inner chin says multiply these inner bits, 1 times x, which is just basically x, and the outer chin says multiply the outer bits of the bracket, so 2x times minus 2, which is minus 4x, and putting the answers to the two chins together, the x and the minus 4, you get x minus 4, which is minus 3x. Yay, that's what I wanted, because I wanted minus 3x. So basically, this is telling me that it all multiplies to make this. So if this multiplies to make that, that means this factorized is that. Now, I've kind of skipped over a few things. How did I guess that the second guess should be... Oh, why did I say that the second guess should be positive 1 and minus 2? Well, actually, when I saw that this was a 3x, okay, and I really wanted a minus 3x, I obviously wanted the opposite, right? And to get the opposite, a top tip is if you get the opposite of what you want, just swap the signs around. So before I had minus 1 and 2, positive 2 in my first guess, so swap the minus and the plus round with a plus and a minus like this, and you get the opposite result. You get minus 3x in this case as opposed to the 3x. So that's one top tip. Another top tip to save you doing too many guesses and so getting the answer really quickly is make sure you don't have any common factors in any of the brackets. Now one thing I could have done is I could have put the 2 there and the 1 there, but I avoided that because if I have a 2 then I've already got a 2x. That's a common factor of 2, and that shouldn't happen if you do not have a common factor here. If you do have a common factor here, yeah, sure, feel free to put common factors in the brackets because that could possibly be an answer. But if you do not have a common factor in the expression you're trying to factorize, which is very rare anyway, then do not put a common factor in any of the brackets, this bracket or the second bracket. So those are the two main tips of how to factorize. So just to summarize, just in case you got a bit confused, this is the thing we're trying to factorize, and then you take guesses at how this factorizes. So this is one guess, this is another guess. You don't always have to get the answer right straight away, and all you have to do is make sure the beginnings of each of the brackets multiply to make that, the last bits in each of the brackets multiply to make that, and then you double chin it to make sure or check whether or not you got the middle bit. And if you have got the middle bit, that means you factorized it correctly and you can stop guessing.